Hi folks, Matt Easton here of Schola Gladiatoria. So is this a tulwar or is it a talwar? Well, it depends where you come from exactly. A number of people over the last couple of years since I've been talking about these things on my channel have said, Matt, you keep calling it a tulwar and it should be talwar with an A instead of a U. And they're not really right. They're not wrong either. The problem is that, believe it or not, Indian languages were not written in a Latin alphabet. So essentially they were spelt, when they were translated into Latin spellings from the Sanskrit and from the indigenous writing into Latin alphabet, people just used subjective phonetic spellings. So in one part of India, what we now call India, of course remember that a lot of, what is now Pakistan, for example, used to be part of India, and Bangladesh used to be part of India, and India was a massive subcontinent with lots of different regions, different dialects, obviously different religions, different cultures. If you compare people in Bengal from people in the Punjab to people in Madras, they had different ways of pronouncing things, and in some cases even different names for things, and one word didn't necessarily always mean the same thing in different parts of India at the same time, and certainly not in different times. So what it comes around to really is that essentially you could say tulwar or you could say talwar, and they were called both those things in India, certainly in the 19th century when we've got lots of English sources written talking about these swords, and essentially what you want to call it these days is completely subjective, and how you want to spell it, whether you want to spell it tulwar or talwar, is completely up to you, and both ways are correct. Neither is more correct than the other. The reason why I choose tulwar with a U is because, and you can check this out if you like, if you go on Google Books and you search only amongst 19th century publications, if you search for the number of occurrences of talwar and then you search for the number of occurrences of tulwar, you'll notice that tulwar with a U occurs far more often than talwar. So I do search, when I'm searching through historical documents, I search both spellings, and in fact there are even other spellings, and sometimes they're not called tulwar at all, they're called by various other names as well. But tulwar is by far, the T-U-L-W-A-R is by far the most common spelling in British sources of the 18th and 19th centuries. Those are the sources, at least in English language, that talk about these swords the most. There we go folks, cheers! Thank you for watching, please subscribe and feel free to follow us on Facebook.